Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Zombies Retrospective. Today we're going to be taking on a shorter episode looking at Nuketown Zombies and map complexity. Now, if you're new around here, please consider subscribing and help us reaching our goal of 3 million subscribers, but today I want to hop straight into it. So, one of the biggest complaints seen among casual players throughout the expansion of Zombies was growing complexity. While Black Ops 1 is noted for seeing this through an increase in map size, after this period, the Zombies series experienced a filling out phase where the content rose to match the size of the maps. The first time we see this is on Transit, which we will be covering next week, but it would go on to be a staple feature of Black Ops 2 with maps like Mob of the Dead and Origins. And maps like these are often both praised and criticized of their high complexity. The hardcore community, which makes up a large portion of the people watching this video, love the high complexity in Zombies maps, but there is a huge casual population who don't. But unlike Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2 did in fact make simple maps to appeal to these casual players. Bus, Farm, and Town were cut down, World at War sized zombie maps, which allowed people to hop straight into a match and just play classic Zombies survival. Town especially was a straightforward survival map which didn't need tons of steps in order to set up. But Treyarch also released a seemingly evil counterpart to that simple and easy map, and this came in the form of Nuketown Zombies. And while Nuketown is one of the most detested Zombies maps of all time, for some understandable reasons, I actually aim to make a case for this map today. So today we don't really need to talk about innovation or really a whole lot of explanation at all. Nuketown Zombies is a tiny map, weighing in at around 2.5 Nocturne totons, with the same amount of features as Kino or Der Riese. On paper, it's a plain and simple survival map. But that doesn't mean it's boring. It's quite easily the most condensed and potent dose of chaos you will ever get from a Zombies map. And a lot of people dislike Nuketown for this exact reason, yet it's also what makes it so inherently unique. There is no order to Nuketown. Nothing is guaranteed here. For the first time in Zombies, we see not a single boarded window to exist on the map. Spawns are numerous, with every single nook and corner seemingly having one. Perks are not set, but rather they fall from the sky every 3 to 6 rounds in a random order, and some games will not spawn Jug until round 22. Oh, and did I also mention it's one of the tightest maps to train on of all time? So that's Nuketown described in a paragraph. It's simple, but not easy. A huge portion of the Zombies community dislike Nuketown because of this perk drop system and its overall difficulty. And it also doesn't really have a lot of content, and many just find there isn't a whole lot of replay value here. I think it's a map that is overlooked and often entirely forgot about, being stuck in the shadow of Transit and Town. And yet, despite all this, there is actually a group of people who like Nuketown Zombies, and I don't think these people are crazy at all. There is some real value to this map, and let's shine a light on it. So as a standalone, Nuketown is understandably forgettable, and it's only really when you add it to the entire Black Ops 2 lineup where it not only begins to shine, but also brings up the overall quality of Black Ops 2 Zombies. This is because Nuketown adds range. I've often said before that Black Ops 2 Zombies is the best overall game, not because it has necessarily the most complicated maps, but because it provides the player with the most unique number of experiences. So let's look at Black Ops 3 to contrast this. In terms of overall content, Black Ops 3 objectively has the better maps. But Gorod Krovi, Der Eisendrache, Shadows of Evil, Zetsubou no Shima, these maps all exist on the same frequency. They're heavily storyline-based maps with deep levels of complexity and relatively similar difficulties. While visually and thematically these maps are very different, they actually all play very similarly. They have an underlying similar Jason Blundell energy to them, and I think if you've played a lot of Black Ops 3, you know what I mean. You could play one of them and you'll get an idea of what every other Black Ops 3 Zombies map will be like. I would say that Black Ops 3 DLC falls in a similar boat, but to a lesser extreme case. Black Ops 1 certainly has range when you compare the DLCs to 5 and Kino. BO2, however, does this the best, and will be exploring this idea a lot throughout Black Ops 2 Zombies. No two Black Ops 2 maps are the same, and Nuketown is part of this. Nuketown Zombies is unique, and there is nothing in the entire Zombies catalog that can come remotely close to providing you with such an experience. So how does this map play? Well, it should obviously come without saying that Nuketown isn't for the Timmies out there. With no jug, no power weapon, tight trains, you gotta put the big boy pants on if you wanna play this guy. Nuketown Zombies can be a ruthless map, and even small distractions will result in a down. I would describe single-player Nuketown as ordered evil. While it's absolutely ruthless, it is at least incredibly straightforward. The main strategy involves just training behind the greenhouse with a shotgun or something else which can quickly kill zombies in your way. And even by round 10, it begins to require the utmost focus to remain alive, especially if you haven't gotten jug. There is so much happening at all times and you are never safe. And while single player can certainly be a little too simple to play time and time again, it is the best map of all time for learning to train. It also works to build players' confidence without relying on jug. The fast and numerous spawns keep you constantly on edge and push even some of the best players to their limits. Simply put, if you can train on Nuketown Zombies, you can pretty much train anywhere. And I think Nuketown Zombies takes this practice idea to an even higher level. The randomness of perk drops also forces players to improve on other skills. Maybe you get double tap and pack-a-punch first, and this combo will force you to improve your weapon accuracy, as you can't rely heavily on your movement. But if you get jug and speed cola, this is going to force you to rely solely on those movement skills without the forgiveness of a strong weapon. So overall, Nuketown Zombies in solo forces you to become a better player, and no other map does this better. But what's so great about this map is that co-op provides you with something entirely different. 4-player Nuketown Zombies is the most chaotic zombies experience to date. The map isn't meant for 4 people, and this is ironically what makes it so much fun. There is so much going on at all moments, and teammates are downing constantly. You have to rely on teamwork to keep picking each other up, and it is just a fun experience. Especially when there's no jug, it really just creates this particularly unified game. You expect your teammates to go down, and there's no shame in that number even reaching into the double digits. It's casual, evil chaos. It's the purest and most potent form of that chaotic energy that Zombies is known and loved for. And I gotta say, for what it is, Nuketown Zombies also delivers some surprisingly good storyline, Easter eggs, and atmosphere. Love or hate the perk system, it's really exciting to hear the nuke siren and see a perk come crashing down to the map. There's also 3 Easter egg songs attainable on this map. On round 5, you can hear the Green Run bus, and if you knife the bunker, Marlton, who is part of the transit crew, can be heard. Best of all is the game sets up the map to coincide with the events of Moon from the previous game. Every couple of rounds, players can hear Richtofen working through his grand scheme until he gains control of the zombies on round 25. This then results in the zombies' eyes turning blue and a change in the mystery box song. And of course, finally, when the player gets game over, one of the missiles that are sent from the moon in Black Ops 1 lands on Nuketown. We literally get to experience the moon Easter egg for a second time from a second perspective. And honestly, I think for a $5 DLC add-on, Nuketown Zombies didn't need to go this hard, but I'm grateful it did. It's an afterthought zombie map that somehow manages to have more storyline than Kino der Toten. So while Nuketown Zombies is certainly not in the upper tiers of all maps, storyline or innovation wise, just like every other map in Black Ops 2, it serves a purpose, and that is why I appreciate it. Just think about all the Black Ops 2 maps for a second. Origins is a giant, challenging quest map with extremely deep gameplay. Buried is a beginner quest map, great for learning the ropes and attempting challenges. Mob of the Dead is a cinematic masterpiece with the best characters, storyline, and atmosphere. Die Rise is admittedly a horrible show, but serves as a great high round attempt map. Transit is a chaotic mess of a map that somehow manages to make for a fun, casual experience with friends. Bus Depot mirrors Barebones Noct, Farm resembles Shino Numa and Verrucht, and Town is a condensed Kino or Jerice, quite easy and perfect for casual zombie survival. And then, Nuketown Zombies fills the one missing void. A challenging survival experience perfect for both casual hardcore players and teams looking for spice. Black Ops 2 Zombies benefits from this challenging survival map as it adds to its range, and I think Black Ops 3 really suffered from not having anything like this. 5 of the 6 maps in that game are extremely complicated, and the only one that isn't is a remake. No matter who you are, sometimes you just want to train and chill rather than having to do 1,000 steps to open up Pack-a-Punch. Nuketown, and Town for that matter, give Black Ops 2 depth. Zombies needs both simplicity and complication to appeal successfully to all groups of players, and I think in the later games, Treyarch missed this. And while Nuketown Zombies certainly isn't the best Black Ops 2 map, the game wouldn't be the same without it. It's a great supporting map for the series, and is my personal favorite small-scale survival map. It's not perfect, it's not deep, but it serves a purpose, and I really appreciate that it exists. My final rating for Nuketown Zombies is a 7.8 out of 10.